We've talked for a couple of years now in a variety of episodes, whether it's this roundtable or even if it's with the president of the APL, about day rates and how it's just been stagnant. Brent, just a month ago, you had a love letter that you wrote about the shortage of the field landman in our industry. And it got a lot of traction on LinkedIn. Where do we stand? Is it improving? What is it like? What do you see starting to trend for day rates? And what's the next update in that conversation?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're seeing movement, positive movement. We see positive regionally. We still see some hesitancy, right? Some parts of the country are more behind it. Other parts aren't. They've been slower to adopt, though we are seeing some movement. Other parts of the, certain parts of the country, it was already very low. So there's a lot of movement that we need to make. But all in all, I mean, I know safely we can say we've been able to get our landman pay rates up. I mean, we're able to pay our contractors more than we were a year ago, and that's from client support, right? Um, have some clients that don't support it, and they're going to get what they pay for, and I think that's just the reality of it. Um, but all in all, seeing some positive movement. We've got some work to do. I still see some positive movement. Still doesn't necessarily pay the bills for people, and I think I'll continue to stay on that. And I think there's more conversation that needs to be had, really about education and awareness of what it really takes for an independent landman to survive. You know what I mean? People don't have an understanding of paying your own taxes and paying your own insurance and providing your own 401k and, like, I don't know, taking a vacation, like what that actually costs a landman in the field. So I think there's a lot more discussion to be had to fully articulate that and get those rates up. But seeing some movement.
It gave us the confidence to really move on the mentorship program. Really, I mean, because we could actually go to these young professionals and say, "Hey, you can make a career out of this." There's the rates are moving up. It's going to go over time, but we could actually tell them that it could be a good career if things keep trending the way they are now.
I think what Brent said earlier too about, peeling a curtain back a little bit. A lot of our clients, I'd say the majority of them, don't understand our costs. And they don't understand that they go up exponentially every year and how much we're being asked every year more and more compliance wise. And those things cost money. We're not in business to break even.
Yeah. That's a big part of the conversation as well. It's just saying, "Hey, I need more money." That doesn't do it. That doesn't. We've tried to do that. I mean, the industry's tried to do that for 20 years, and you see where it's gotten us. So I think the only way is to have open discussion and really try to equate it to running a business. A business has to make a reasonable profit. It's in our mission statement. We will run our business efficiently and effectively, and only if it returns a reasonable profit. And that's just what a business has to do. To Steve's point, insurance costs, benefits. I mean, we're in the age of AI. You're expected to be, staying on the forefront of that. Well, that's time and money, and I think there's probably where the conversation's going is like an understanding of what's a reasonable margin, as a percentage. And I think that's probably the conversation that we need to have is how does the land profession, what's an apples to apples comparison? Is this, how does it compare to the real estate business? How does it compare to margins in the legal profession, right? Attorneys' fees have gone up, by multiples of what landman day rates have gone up. They're a service organization just like we are. But they've done a much better job of, those are businesses. They've run those companies like businesses. And so I think that's where we need to go as an industry, and we'll get there. Again, it's more about understanding, this is why I need to raise my rates. This is what, an acceptable, reasonable margin should be, as a business. And likewise, we have to be responsible in how we are stewards of those raises. When you get a day rate raise, that money goes to the landman, right? And that's how it should work. So a lot more discussion. It's a complicated thing. The reason they hire brokers because they don't know how the hell shit gets done. But in this case, in this case, it's, I think we need to continue to, you know, show behind the curtain a little bit.
Yeah.